I want to take you back with me to a moment in time that changed the course of my life forever. It was the year 1931 in New York City when I first encountered the man who would initiate me into the great secret, the secret that imagination creates reality. His name was Abdullah. Abdullah was a black Ethiopian rabbi, an imposing presence with a great beard, piercing eyes, and a voice that cut through your illusions like a sword. He wasn't a man of theory. He was a man of knowing, a mystic, a teacher, a true master of the spiritual law. When I first met him, I was just a young man, still performing in the theater, still chasing after things in the outer world. I was curious, restless, hungry for truth, but unsure of where to find it. And then, like a spark in the dark, he appeared. Abdullah did not teach as the world teaches. He spoke with authority. He didn't explain the law. He demonstrated it. And he expected you to demonstrate it too. I remember the night I told him I wanted to go to Barbados to visit my family. I had no money, no ticket, no plans. I simply desired it. He looked me in the eye and said with absolute certainty, "You are in Barbados." I protested. I told him I was in New York. He repeated it again, louder this time. "You are in Barbados. You went there and you are already there." You see, to the mystic, imagination is not fiction. It is fact. Your assumption, once fully accepted, hardens into reality. He told me to sleep in Barbados that night, not in body, but in consciousness. And so I did. I imagined myself walking the beaches of St. Michael, feeling the sand beneath my feet, smelling the salt in the air. I saw myself hugging my mother, laughing with my brothers. And do you know what happened? Within 1 month, I received a letter from Barbados, a passage on a ship paid for by someone who owed me a debt they had long forgotten. That is the power of imagination when it is impressed upon the subconscious. Abdullah taught the law of assumption. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled and live in that end. You don't have to beg, you don't have to force. You simply assume. You accept it as done. But more than that, he taught me about faith. He said to me, "Neville, you must persist in the assumption, no matter what appears. And let me tell you, the outer world will always try to contradict the inner vision. The senses scream otherwise. But if you yield to the senses, you forfeit the promise. You must walk by faith, not by sight." Abdullah studied the Kabbalah, the scriptures, ancient wisdom, and above all, the inner reality. He told me that every character in the Bible is a psychological state, not a historical person. The Bible, he said, is the greatest psychological drama ever written. It is all about you, your journey, your awakening. You are Moses, leading your desires out of Egypt. You are Jacob, wrestling with the angel of your imagination. You are Jesus, the awakened imagination, crucified and resurrected daily in your assumptions. This was radical. This was life-altering. And yet, the more I practiced it, the more I saw. It was truth. He told me never to bow to appearances, but to see beyond them. He taught me that man is all imagination, and God is within. Abdullah would not tolerate doubt. Once you stated your desire, he considered it done. He would not discuss how or when. Those were irrelevancies. All he cared about was, are you imagining it now? He was a fierce protector of the truth. When I started to waver in my practice, he said, "I will hear no more about it. You're already there. Live from the end." His confidence burned like fire in me. He awakened something ancient and powerful, the remembrance that we are creators in our own right. My friends, I share this with you now because that same power that was awakened in me is within you. Imagination is not idle. It is the workshop of God. You are not a victim of circumstances. You are the author of them. Every outer event is born from an inner cause. Every experience is the echo of a belief you once held, a feeling you once claimed. Abdullah would say, stop trying to change the world. Change your inner state and the world must reflect it. He told me once, "Neville, the world is yourself pushed out." This was not metaphor. It was literal. If you are unloved, ask, "Do I love myself?" If you are broke, ask, "Do I dwell in abundance within?" The outer is the mirror. It can only reflect back what you assume to be true of yourself. Abdullah passed on, but his presence remains. He was not just my teacher, he was a key, a bridge to the greater realization that I am is the name of God. That to say I am rich, I am free, I am loved is not blasphemy, but divine decree. So now I ask you, what are you assuming? What inner reality are you cultivating? Because that is the seed from which your entire life will grow. Close your eyes tonight and see the world as you desire it to be. Feel it real. Dwell in it. And like I did when I imagined Barbados, you will find yourself carried to it by means you could never have predicted. You are never too late. You are never too far gone. The law works. Abdullah knew it. I learned it. And now it is yours to use. Remember, you are the operant power. Live from the end, and the end will live through you. Good night.